Okay, welcome back, everyone. So now that we understand how to build a cryptocurrency from a blockchain, let's see how to manage those cryptocurrencies in what we call a crypto wallet. Okay, so how do we use cryptocurrencies in the real world? So just a quick review to remind you, as we looked at the blockchain network, basically the balance of bitcoins that I own is held in these unspent transaction outputs that correspond to addresses that belong to me. What does belong to me mean? Belong to me means that I have the secret key that corresponds to the public key of those addresses. Now, other blockchains actually don't use the UTXO model. For example, the Ethereum blockchain actually has accounts where every account holds a value. So I have, again, it's all based on signatures. So I have an account that corresponds to a public key and a secret key, but there's a value associated with that account written on the blockchain. And when I want to spend funds, I sign a transaction that subtracts or add funds to the amounts available in the account. So it's not a collection of UTXOs, but rather explicit accounting of how much money every address has. Yeah, so every address, as we say, has an associated value, and a transaction just moves values between addresses. So these are kind of different ways of representing data on the blockchain, either accounts or UTXOs. It turns out UTXOs require less memory on the part of the miners, but are less flexible than accounts. So for example, with an account system, you could just look on the blockchain and immediately know how much value is associated with a particular address. In the UTXO model, to figure out how much value is associated with an address, you have to go and sum up all the values of across all UTXOs in the blockchains that correspond to that address. Yeah, so there are trade-offs between these two ways to represent value. Different blockchains, as you can see, do it differently. But for our discussion in this segment, that's not so relevant. I want to talk about how to actually manage those crypto assets once you buy them. Okay, so just to be clear, the crypto assets themselves are represented as secret keys that allow you to sign transactions. The question is, where do you store those secret keys and how do you use those secret keys? Okay, so we do that using what we call a wallet. And what is a wallet? Well, a wallet is basically some client-side software that helps us manage our assets. Okay, so what does a wallet do? Well, it stores all of my secret signing keys. And when I want to spend funds or receive funds, basically the wallet allows me to spend funds, and it also confirms when someone sends funds to me. So a typical example wallet, let's say for the Ethereum network, is a wallet called MetaMask. This is kind of a fun system to play with. I actually suggest download it as a Chrome extension. It's an extension that sits inside of your browser. It basically manages your crypto assets and allows you to receive funds and send funds from your address. We'll see how in just a minute. So here's an example of the user interface for MetaMask once you install it on your system. Basically, there's an address associated with this particular wallet. In fact, you can have multiple addresses associated with a wallet. Here's one particular address. That address currently holds one ETH. So one ETH currently is a couple $100. And the secret keys that are needed to spend from that address, right? Remember, the secret keys are used to sign transactions that spend funds from that address. Those secret keys are basically held on my client. So my machine basically holds the secret keys, and I can tell MetaMask, go ahead and send funds somewhere, and MetaMask will use those secret keys to sign a transaction to send the funds.